Hello, everybody. We've been trying to get the live stream on Facebook today, and obviously we've had quite a number of problems in relation to that. So I'm hoping that people can actually see this live stream. I'm not really sure if you can. All we can do is see it at this side, so it's a bit of a problem. The broadcast is supposed to be going out on Facebook. Can somebody send me a message and just tell me if they can actually see this live stream? I'm sending a message now. I'll check it. Nothing. No. Very good. Let's show a video. That's it. It's on now. It's live. Right. Well, I've now. Thanks for that. Right. We're just checking because obviously we're having a few technical problems. Like I said, I might be good at weapon systems, but I'm not very good with social media. Bit of a laugh. However, look, we're up live now. So listen, get this shared. Get it shared all over. This is really important. So I need people to start sharing this. I'm going to show you a few bits and bobs in the first instance. People need to understand what's actually going on, what's really going on. We've got the COVID-19, which has been downgraded. It was downgraded by the government before they pulled this economic terrorist attack on us. That's just a matter of fact. People can go and check that. Go and check your government website, and it'll tell you. Because unfortunately, I know the last scientist that told the truth that to cut his wrists. So obviously wouldn't yes. Well, I know that they're not doing the same thing again. So that's the reason for this economic attack on the country. But let's just go through a few facts, because I made quite a number of very, very serious allegations yesterday, and a lot of people want the evidence, because obviously we're evidence-based. We like to stick to the evidence. I stick to the science and the technicalities. I'm going to show you a few documents, and I want people to check these out. This is, as you can see at the top there, this is the IEEE, all right? That's the Institute for Electrical and Electronic Engineers, all right? And what it actually says there, how safe are you? Well, if you read the bit in orange bit, it says you're not safe, because this radiation is biologically toxic. All the science says it's biologically toxic, and this is an industry document, by the way, all right? You can find that online. All you do is just type those words into Google or one of the other search engines, and you'll be able to find that. So you can find that for yourself. Microwave radiation is toxic. That's just a matter of fact. It's been known it's been toxic for years. That's why it's used as a weapon system. The interesting thing about this whole virus, what people also have to remember, is that radiation causes this. All right? You see that? Causes pneumonia type symptoms, so fluid type symptoms. So we know that 5G was actually switched on in Wuhan, and obviously a lot of people got flu-like symptoms. In fact, when you saw some of the pictures of people just collapsing, that was probably their lungs being attacked, because that can attack your lungs with microwave radiation, especially from a 5G transmitter, because it focuses. The difference between 5G and 4G, 4G is a telecommunication system, 5G is a weapon. Now people will go, wow, what's that? What do you mean? It's a weapon. Well, I'll show you what a weapon looks like. There. That's a collimated signal. That's a plate lens. And that lens allows me to focus radiation, significant amounts of radiation. That's a 3,300 watt relay, by the way. A lot of capacitors on there and a supercapacitor. That little thing there is a supercapacitor. Now, you don't need that type of capacity in an antenna. I'll explain that. Your mobile phone operates on 3.5 electron volts. It can send a signal over 40 miles. So what's going on here? What's really going on here? Well, I'm telling you what's going on here. It's a weapon. That's a weapon system that's been designed to cause bodily harm, supposedly for autonomous vehicles. Because the collimated signal supposedly an autonomous vehicle. Well, it's not. That I can pick you up with your mobile phone, and I can actually attack you with it. One of the interesting things also about electromagnetic radiation fields, right? Here's the science, because we'd like to stick to science. Suppress inhibition, suppress immunity. All right, so it's an immune system suppressor. So let's just pretend that this virus was real. All right, The first thing your government will want to tell you is to remove yourself from as much microwave radiation as possible because it is an immune system suppressor. Quite interestingly enough, a 5G transmitter emits a corona. It is an energy field emission, corona. And I don't do coincidences, by the way. So isn't it quite interesting how we've got this coronavirus, but it's the corona from a 5G. Interesting, isn't it? Anybody can check this stuff up. I do talks. We've been stopped from doing talks around the country. There's for obvious reasons. A lot of people starting to wake up about what I've been saying for quite a number of years now. And the local council, Gated Council, took me to court to try and gag me over these. This LED emitter, 450 nanometers, it is toxic to light. They are biologically toxic. The retinal cell stressors, they cause blindness, and they'll kill all pollinators. Any pollinator that gets anywhere near this annihilates them. So anybody can go and have a look there and they'll see there's no pollinators. And if there's no pollinators, you're going to starve to death. All right. So the fitness equipment, it's untested, unregulated, uninsurable for harm. These are electromagnetic radiation transmitters. They're not normal street lights. They're not lights. They've got no diffuser. These are point source lights. This is a crime. This is a criminal act. Your local authority will run them out. I just fit them in Newcastle as we speak, or Stamford and Road. This is a crime. They're not tested to be safe. The radiation from them, the optical radiation from them is toxic. We know that. They've even been warned by Public Health England. And even the government's own bodies have downgraded this COVID-19. However, we've got an economic terrorist attack going on. That's what's going on. You're going to lose your job. This is not going to be recoverable. All right. There might be a lull in the attack, but it's unrecoverable. And the reason why they're going to have a lull in the attack is they need to get one of these. All right. They need you to get one of these vaccines with nano contamination in them. All vaccines have been shown to have inexplicable amounts of aluminium nanoparticles. That's a carrier, so they expect it, but there's other heavy metals and other contamination in there. That aluminium nanoparticulate, believers, that's your death sentence. That's you signing your death sentence with these characters. All right. So if you actually get that injection, believers, you're tacitly agreeing to die. Now, the government have already drafted legislation so that you can be tagged and bagged. The body can be tagged and bagged without a post-mortem, without a coroner. They've shut the courts, by the way. No post-mortem, because if I was to do a post-mortem, right, and it's been a 5G transmitter that's killed you, what I'll be able to see is I'll be able to see damage in your lung. I'll be able to see damage in your breathing ability, burning inside. So consequently, that would be, and that's the reason for them getting rid of anybody who's going to do any post-mortem. So no post-mortems, they're just going to bag and tag you and then burn you. All right. The reason why they're doing this is because they're going to profit on the back of the surrendering of your death certificate, because there's a profit there. There's a payment that's made, right, on your death certificate being surrendered. And obviously, if I'm going to kill 55 million in the UK alone, right, over this next period, then obviously there's money coming in, isn't there? So there's a financial reason why this is happening. You can go and look up. I'm not making this stuff up. You are a traded commodity on the international stock market. It's the whole purpose for your birth certificates. They have now come to the end of the tether, and you are no purpose to them. You're not paying any taxes. They're just getting rid of your job. You're not earning any money for them. So the only thing you're worth is that death certificate being surrendered, right? Now, this goes for police officers as well. Anybody that doesn't believe this, you only have to look at the number of police officers who are getting sick. They put some of these 5G transmitters on police stations. They've already got tetra, which is pretty toxic. A lot of police officers getting cancer, etc., because they don't get away with this either. Neither do their children. All right. Stick to the science and the technicalities, and you'll be okay. That's what I always say, and that's why they don't like me at all, because I bring stuff like this to the attention of the public. All right. How these vaccines, all vaccinations are contaminated, and obviously that metallized carrier can affect it significantly with a 5G transmitter, because these radiation signals pass through you, and obviously if they hit on aluminium, well, what I'm going to say to people, put aluminium in the microwave oven. Don't do it, by the way, because that would be pretty dangerous. In fact, anybody, if you're told not to put any type of metal tin or anything into a microwave oven. That's the reason for it. Well, can you imagine having those nanoparticulates inside your brain? Well, you can see how lethal that's going to be. So I don't have to labour that point, I hope. The media, 5G is the stupidest idea and lead to premature deaths. The Star, look, 5G killer warning, experts. We are warning people. Gated Council took me to court to try and gag us because I was telling people that the 5G transmitters, the actual 5G transmitters that fitted in the street furniture, would kill people. And unfortunately, I can prove that. I can prove that. This is an assault, it's an attack on the country, it's an economic attack. But obviously what's happened, because there's so many people starting to wake up now, they've had to bring their agenda forward. So they're bringing the agenda forward significantly, but we are too early. So these, these technologies, you'll probably see they'll start to burn out. I saw some videos the other day of military personnel, Lithuanian military personnel, fitting 5G telecommunications in Liverpool. So while the lockdown's going on, they're fitting this kill grid. That's what it is. It's a kill grid on top of you, outside of schools. Each one of those large transmitters has to have a 150-meter fence around it as an exclusion zone for the public because of the amount of radiation. The maximum I can expose you to is 200 millivolts. That's the Council of Europe 1815 resolution. They are the international courts. I was measuring radiation from one of those transmitters, 5G transmitter in Wickham, at 15,000 millivolts. 15,000 millivolts, and I was at 50 meters. This was next to a bus stop, less than 100 meters away from a pub, all right, on Wickham Highway. They've got them on estates. They're building them out now. They know they're illegal, and they know that they're going to kill a significant number of people, and they haven't even turned them up yet. They're on, they haven't turned them up. The capacity of that equipment, the reason they've got cooler boxes at the bottom is so that when they turn them up, they don't burn out the antenna systems. We'll see a few of them burning out because the energy that they're going to deliver down that transmitter as a weapon system is going to be so much that it'll burn out the transmitters, and that's why they need cooler systems to keep the system cool. All right. So anyway, the media have been warning about this for a while. Here's another one in the Star. All right. Another article in the Star. Switzerland halts rollout. Well, we haven't halted the rollout. In fact, what they're doing is your local councils are opening up their own funeral directors and super morgues. All right. To profit on the back of your death. All right. They're already working to an agenda. Look, Americans are dying younger, saving corporations billions. Saving your billions, all right, especially if they kill you before you're 55, before you get the pension. So it's all about the money, right? It's all about the cash, right? It's all about the cash. So we've got lots and lots of documentary evidence. People need to wake up. They need to follow the Save Us Now group. There's evidence on there. Get on the website, get the information, and start getting organised locally. People ask me, how do we fix this? We'll fix this quite easily. Intelligence. People need to wake up. They need to start working out what's going on, right? They need to act. They need to act quite decisively because we don't have much time. We've got the military who are going to be hoodwinked. The military are going to think that people are dying of this pandemic, when as a point of fact, what they're going to be dying of is radiation poisoning, all right? So they're going to poison you with the radiation. Always a little bit of a tip. Make sure your electricity is off at night, all right? Make sure all the smart devices you have in your home are powered down. It's always a good tip because it's toxic. Anybody who's got a smart meter, get it removed. And they're always to do that. They'll try their best not to. They have failed in getting the 50 million smart meters in place. So this is their second chance. The second goal to kill you is by giving you that antiviral. So whatever you do, wake up, gather your numbers, get involved, get organized. We are not going to be murdered by these psychopathic pedophiles, because that's what you are, they're pedophiles. We don't want that coming out either. So what we have to do is get active, get organized, right? And start fighting back. The fact they've shut the courts in, we can set our own courts up in British constitutional law. I'm speaking to people here, the police, we can start making arrests. The people can start making arrests of these criminals. We have to start growing and stopping this crime. We have to stop it now. We haven't got much time. We haven't got much time. As every day goes by, the fake news about them going to pay you 80% of your wages, where they're getting that from? Governments don't make money. They only borrow money on the back of you. All right, so they don't make money, so they can print a few 100 billion. But I'm going to tell you, the British GDP is 2.2 trillion. Now, they haven't said that, so that means that an awful lot of people are not going to get this payment that's being promised. They're just putting you in promised land while they build out that capability to kill you, all right? And they're going to kill you using microwave radiation as a weapon. It's a bioweapon. It's a biological weapon, and if you get the antiviral, well, there's not going to be much hope for you, all right? So I think that's enough for today. So can everybody share this as much as possible? It's really important. Facebook blocked me from doing a live stream today because we've got 20,000 views or so. They say we've probably got an awful lot more. But this is starting to wake people up. The science and the technicalities are proven. All right, there's a crime being committed, and we need to resolve that crime. And we need the police to uphold the law and stop doing as they're told. Doing as you're told by higher ups today, believers, will get you dead. And not only that, your government is out of control. It's lost control of its own systems. The authority they had is gone. They've shut the courts. There's judges and barristers out there who'll be scratching their heads thinking, what's going on here? Even when the government itself, government scientists have downgraded this virus, fake virus, they've downgraded the kill that it's actually going to be capable of. You've got an economic collapse of the country and a terrorist economic attack on the country, orchestrated by the deep state. So what I'm saying to people is, wake up, and wake up now. We do not have much time. This thing's just going to get worse. All right, they can switch on flu-like symptoms on and off with these type of pieces of equipment. These things are illegal. They're an immune system suppressor. These things are illegal. They're an immune system suppressor. Right? Massive amounts of power can be radiated from these transmitters, and you have them on every single street light. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands in the cityscape. Hundreds of thousands of smart meters. Get them removed. They're toxic. And try and protect yourself, people. And let's get on this, right? We are far too early. We're far too early in the fight. And this is where the people who are trying to murder you are going to make mistakes. All right? We have the law. We've got right on our side. All right? And believers, the Creator not going to allow these criminals to destroy all of his creation. All right, so we've got God on our side as well. So if God's on our side, who can be against us? And I'm warning those who are still carrying out orders of the cabal. Believers, justice is coming. It happened before. No more excuses. Doing as you're told. Oh, well, I was just doing as I was told. No excuse in law. None. This is genocide.